Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Around South Jersey. My special guest this evening is Cumberland County Commissioner Jim Sauro. Jim, nice to have you here. Thanks for coming down.
Great to be here again.
Always enjoy having you here because the time goes by quick.
It's good. I enjoy it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Well, thank you very much for coming down. Before we went on the air, we were talking about the ballot, and you were explaining to me about the boxes now. Joe Condo was on with me, and we were actually watching a video feed, this has been a month ago or so, from the clerk's office, and the way it ended up, at least this was the Democrats, I'm not sure what the Republicans were, but with the Democrats, it ended up locally, it was Celeste Riley, and then Capizzola and Austino, and that's the way, and there were two other people running on the Democratic primary,
right.
But she drew the names out, and that's the way the order came. And then I think the third name was Joey Perella, and the fourth name was Mrs. Smith. That's how it worked out there. But now, and I did read something about the boxes or something, Jim.
Oh, yeah, what they're doing is now I want everybody to understand, this is my opinion, okay? This is my personal opinion. I'm not quoting anything from the Republican Party. This is my personal opinion. They are running scared. The Democrats in Cumberland County are running scared. Really, the Democrats, I believe, everywhere are running scared as to what they got. I think they're very disappointed with from the top all the way down, all right? But in Cumberland County, they're worried. So what are they doing? They came up with this absurd idea to mix up the names, all right? So in other words, they don't want where you go straight down the line Republican or straight down the line Democrat. They're going to mix up the names, so you're going to have to search. People are going to have to search. Now, there's going to be a lot of legal issues involved in this, all right? And what you're doing is, like, for instance, they'll have maybe their name and then a Republican name and then another one of theirs and then another Republican. But it's not going to be straight Republican or straight Democrat.
Wow. And
they're doing this, I really do believe that this is one of the ways that they want to cheat to try to get themselves into office, okay? Figuring that people are going to get mixed up and they're going to maybe do the top two, okay? Which would be a Republican and a Democrat. And that's what I imagine, all right? Because you need two, we'll say, for county commission. Right. So they might take the top two. Doing that, they're going to take a Republican and a Democrat instead of two Republicans. Yeah. All right, and the same thing when it comes to Congress, and they're just mixing everything up. They're going to confuse the voters. This is one of the ways that I don't believe that this is an honest way to run an election. They know that they're in trouble, and they're going to do anything and everything to try to get around losing this year. They'll try anything. I just don't trust the system right now with what the current clerk is doing. I think it's absurd. Oh. This has never been done in the what do you call it in Cumberland County, and there's no reason to start it now. And
I'm surprised. Like I said, Joe Condo and I were watching it live. Yes. They sent the girl pulling the names out and came. Each had the Democrat line, Republican line. But Jim, talking about that factor. You were there when you were in a minority, right?
My whole life. One time when I was director was the only time I was in the majority. Yeah. But every other time, being on the board 7 years, 6 of those years I was always in the minority.
Well, you know what? I mean, what's impressive is, and Joey Sparacio was on with me. I just think the world of him. And he, at that time, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I guess it was. I know.
He was the only one.
Yeah, and that was it. Out of the folks, there are 10 elected positions in Cumberland County. Now it's the 7 county commissioners. At that time, it was 7 county freeholders. And you have the clerk, you have the surrogate, and sheriff. So that gives you your 10 elected officials.
Exactly.
And 9 of the 10, back when Joe was on, he was the only Republican. All other 9 of the 10 were Democrats.
That is
now,
correct.
Jim, it's exactly the opposite. It's totally flipped.
We have 9 Republicans that are involved. Yep. The only one now is the clerk, and we're working on that too. We have a very great candidate in Victoria Lowe's. She's been involved in the county commission. she's a teacher, but she's been involved in politics for
well, she
I
helped.
would say
She was
half her life.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was like
she was legislative aide
That's
to,
it, yeah.
to Senator Nick Caselka.
Yeah, exactly.
So she's not unknown in the political field,
Mm-hmm.
and she's very smart when it comes to these things. So she would be a great fit to move into the clerk's office. But as I said, I believe what they're doing now is just trying to figure any way possible to confuse the voters and try to sneak a couple people in. And I just can't believe that they're bending that low to do this kind of thing. I just never expected them to do that. So it's always been this line here would be all either
right.
Democrat or
Yeah.
Republican,
Yeah.
and the next line would be the opposite party. And then what you did was you draw A and B, who would be A and who would be B.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
So
in the columns,
and I think
yeah.
this year the Republicans drew A.
Uh-huh.
All right. Now that's all going out the window.
Oh, because of the boxes.
Because of the boxes. Wow. So doing this, as I said, I don't think. I think they're desperate. They're going to do anything.
Jim,
and
it's
everything.
9-1.
Right.
And the situation that Joe Condo and I've talked about, and you and I have talked about too, is Cumberland County has gone Republican. It is every municipality except for Bridgeton, Fairfield, and Greenwich are Republican.
Yes. In fact, as of right now, all the others, there is no competition.
No. Oh,
Okay.
that's right. Nobody running against
There is
them.
nobody running
Right.
against the Republicans in the
In-
other
in the
other
townships.
townships
Right.
or
Yep.
cities.
Yep.
It's all Republican. I think people are starting to realize that under Republican rule, things are going to get done. I mean, we've talked about it on a number of occasions. When the Republicans got in last year, you were looking at the Republicans in a year and a half, in 16 months, settled 7 union contracts.
That's fantastic.
And they're happy. They're happy with the settlement, with the agreement. Now, look, there's no feasible way when you have it was over 4 years that these contracts were worked on. There's no feasible way for a commission to solve all the problems in 1 year. It's just not possible.
Right.
So when you have 4 years of neglect in union contracts, how do you solve all these problems in 1 year? So we asked them, the negotiation was, look, help us and we'll help you. And they did. So the unions worked with us, and we worked with them as much as possible to make this happen. And it was very well received. I don't know anybody that's really upset with the contract.
Yeah, I have not heard anything
Okay.
about
So, and we weren't trying to force anything down their throat. But it's just that the county as it is, it's not the richest county in the world.
No,
I mean,
that's
you
for
know,
sure.
and it's usually it's the poorest
I
county.
think now it's maybe next to Salem, but yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we're moving up. We're moving up slowly. I mean, we moved up in the health area. We went from 21 to 20, and then people say, well, what's one, what do you call it, slot? Well, one slot, considering that all the other years we were always last.
Yeah.
So we are starting to make a move. Now, we had 2 years of no tax increase.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not.
Okay? We cut expenses. We cut what we believe was waste. All right? And believe me when I tell you, as long as I've been in county government, there's waste. All right? You know it, and I know it. And what we do is we look for it. We try to figure out how to cut that waste and not use the money properly. And I think we did a good job, especially since 2 years we haven't raised taxes.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, we didn't raise taxes 2 years. We settled 7 union contracts. We settled a number of lawsuits that was left to us, 5 or 6 lawsuits, and we still have a couple more left to do and deal with. And they're not, I wish they were just only $100,000 lawsuits. They are very high numbers, and we were left with that.
Yeah.
So we're working on that, and of course, that this, I can't talk about exactly what they are because they're still in litigation.
Sure. No, I understand.
But sooner or later it'll be out. Then I'll be able to talk about all that stuff. But there was a lot of lawsuits that we had to take care of. And right now what we're working on is the failed jail system, and everybody knows that. You know, we were supposed to build a jail. I voted for it. At the time, I believe it was in near 2018 or 2017. I had a meeting with the CFO, and we were talking about the maintenance of the current jail, what we'll call the old jail. All right, and the amount of money that we were spending to maintain it yearly. He flat out said to me, he said, at the time, Freeholder, he says, we can build a new one.
Wow.
Okay, for less money.
Oh my
than
goodness.
to maintain this jail here. We were spending well over $1 million a year trying to maintain it. I mean,
wow.
just changing out some of the air conditioning, heating and air conditioning system, rooftop units that were there, the chillers that we had to work with. Just that, and I bring that up because that was my field.
Yeah.
But just that alone, we're tens of thousands of dollars that we had to work with. So I voted for it. Now, I got off the board in 2018, and then I don't know what happened afterwards. I mean, it just all of a sudden they started building it, and then it just stopped. It just stopped. Right now, you have a glorified parking lot. They literally covered over pipes with concrete.
Is this the one that's out near
Burlington Road.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. I mean, the amount of money that we spent, and they closed it down. We're still sifting through the paperwork to figure out exactly what happened, all right, and to get the details of it. Again, there's things I can't talk about, but everybody knows about everything I just said, so there's nothing hidden there. But you know, we're still working on it. And if you go down to Burlington Road, if you're going towards Bridgeton from Millville, and you make a left, go by Buck Shootem,
Right.
and it's on the right hand side. It's right there.
Well, you know, Jim, George Castellini and I were very supportive of outsourcing the jail.
Right.
And I forget the guy's name. He was a freeholder. It still is in Gloucester County. He was in charge of the jail there. And they had already outsourced theirs to Salem County. And he told me they were saving, well, in Cumberland County, the way it would have worked out is like, it was $32 million to operate the jail. But if we outsourced it, it would have been $20 million. So we would have saved $12 million by outsourcing it. Again, coming back to what you just said, we would not have had the lawsuits. It would have been on Salem or Atlantic or wherever had that thing. And, you know, it's a shame because I know everybody seemed to support that, except the fact that Atlantic backed out on it. They just wouldn't take, I don't know, enough space or whatever.
Bring that. Okay, there you go. You're having now problems with getting inmates into other jails.
Yeah.
Right now, we're sending people up to Hudson County.
Yeah.
All right, Hudson County.
Yeah.
All right, we're dropping between $800 to $1 million a month.
Oh my goodness, Jim.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you call it? We're spending $3 million or something on juvenile detention.
I know. It's
okay.
Ginseng,
and it's very, very frustrating because here we are trying to keep taxes down and we're spending all this money. We can't even find places to put our juveniles because there's only an X amount of
right.
I think
there's very few of them.
6.
That's what I heard. Yeah, 5
in
or
the
6
state.
in the state.
Now I might be wrong on that number.
No, I think
it actually
about
might
right.
be less. But the point I'm getting at is, let's say we'll use that 6, but that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Now we're trying to have agreements with the state to, if we can turn some of the cells in the jail that we have now, in the older section,
right,
convert that to juvenile detention, just for a short period of time, until we can get these people to into other institutions.
right.
The point is, what I'm getting at is, there's nothing out there right now. Now, this is one of the reasons why we're trying to move on this Salem, Gloucester, Cumberland
right.
expansion of Salem County. We have an agreement. We all signed it. We ran into a little bit of glitch, like anything else. We ran into a glitch. First, we ran into a glitch with the DEP. And I believe we got that all squared away. Now we ran into another glitch. So we're still working on that. It seems like we're just not everything is coming easy.
Yeah.
We're getting it done, but we're working for it.
Well, I'm proud of you guys to do that, though. What a wonderful idea to partner with Gloucester and Salem County at the Salem County facility. Add on to that,
Right.
You have one sort of regional jail serving Cumberland, Gloucester, and Salem. And it's close. It's not far from Cumberland County to get over to Salem County Jail.
And we were actually starting to set up our current jail to like holding, where you bring them in, hold them, and then send them out, get everything ready before we get them to Salem County.
Right.
And you're working on the design. We're in the design phase right now, and in that design phase, of course, they have an area. I'm going to say triage. That's not really the exact term, but where you bring them in and they check them out medically.
Right. Yeah.
So that has to be expanded. The living quarters have to be expanded.
Right.
So there's a lot to what's going on.
But at least you're splitting it in a third,
Yes.
third, which is nice.
And we're getting, I think one of the smartest things that we're doing is we're making sure that the corrections officers and the people that are going to be working in the jail are going to be part of the design. They're
good.
going to be involved
That's wonderful.
in the design.
Yep.
Now, one of the things we have to make sure everybody understands that sometimes they want a lot. Okay, they want everything, and we have to understand that cost is involved. So instead of having the upper echelon, the greatest limousine that you could possibly get, let's see if we can work it down to a normal limousine or something.
Yeah.
But we're working on it. But we are working with the corrections officers and the
That's good.
other officers to try to put this jail together.
That's great.
So
We're talking with Cumberland County Commissioner Jim Sauro. We'll be back to talk more about county government right after these messages.
Many people treat their health like a game. With Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Just select from our specialties and schedule online, by phone, or on our app. Our entire team communicates with one another, so everyone works together on your total health. Plus, we make it even easier with all of these additional benefits. Level up your health with us. Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great health care for everyone.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community. Local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
You learn pretty fast that there are no shortcuts in racing or in life. One of my first attempts to deal with my own hair loss was a literal shortcut. Thankfully, my wife found Hair Club. I was shocked the Hair Club had virtually every solution possible. If I had known about Hair Club sooner, I never would have tried any of those overhyped advertised solutions. You can get your own free personalized consultation with a hair loss expert and be on your way to the finish line in no time. Call now.
Save 20% on select solutions using promo code Frankie.
Call 800-597-3910.
Hey, check this out. Hernia repair. Ain't nothing, man. Kidney surgery. That's nothing. Gallbladder removal.
That's nothing. Spinal repair. I don't see nothing.
Exactly.
Minimally invasive robotic surgery at Inspira Health. Scar so small, it's almost like nothing ever happened.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. My special guest is Cumberland County Commissioner Jim Sauro. And Jim, how many years? I know you and I served together about 2018 or 19, something like that.
Well, I started in 2000. So
Okay.
it was 2000, 2001, 2002. Then I came back in 2014.
Okay.
Okay, for an unexpired term, and then I won re-election. And then
Well, I know we served. It must have been that period of time.
So it was 2014 to 2018 is when I was
I think
on the board
17
again.
I left Millville to come to the county in 18.
Right.
So that's you and I were on. And
We were on the board.
And Jim and I were like co-sharing the Public Works Department, which I know nothing about. He knows everything about. And it was wonderful to see, where your abilities were there and your knowledge was great. And, it's just been wonderful, your dedication to this county. I mean, you've been
Thank you.
dedicated. You even had your own radio show, didn't you?
Yes, it was called Straight Talk.
That's right. I thought you did. Yeah. And boy, people listen because now the county went from Democrat to full Republican.
Yes, and I think when you look at it, out of 50 years, Democrats controlled for 47.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know that when I was field director in 2002, we did not raise taxes. I came in with a $4 million deficit.
Wow.
We covered a $4 million deficit. We had an unprecedented UAW contract, and we ended up with an $800,000 surplus for that year. What it shows is,
holy cow, that's great.
What it shows is that when you put your mind to it and you cut wasteful spending, you can do this. All right. Now, last year we took over with Doug Albrecht being the director. We had no tax increase last year.
Yeah.
This year, Director Cilio is in charge. No tax increase. How long will this happen? Don't know. If we bring in ratables, it'll make a difference.
Yeah.
And I know we'll talk about that later on.
Yeah,
our ideas
exactly.
on how to bring in ratables. But I truly believe that the county, in the previous administrations, they did not work on bringing economic development to this county. Now, I remember coming back on the board back in 2014, and I came across two studies. All right, these studies were around $80,000, and I brought them to. I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he was the economic development director at the time. I said, "Did you read these studies?" And he just looked at it. He went, I said, "Okay, obviously you never read them." I said, because I wanted to know where the implementation strategy was for these studies. I had brought it to the director at the time, and he had never seen them or read them either. And it fascinated me because they were very comprehensive studies. They never really pushed for economic development. Now, the county needs that. You have individual cities. I mean, like Vineland has an economic development director, Millville does, and so does Bridgeton. Townships don't.
Right, exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
So they rely on the county to help take care of this. Not only that, you can supplement working with the three cities, the three major cities, when you have an active county economic development.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that we want to take back. As of right now, I believe it's with the CCIA.
Yeah,
okay, we want to take that back. I truly believe that the former boards abdicated their responsibility and giving everything away. They didn't want to do the work. And that's not going to happen with this board. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I'll tell you one thing you have going for you with the CCIA is Kim Ayers. She was my economic development director in Millville. She did a fantastic job there. You need somebody like, in Vineland, Sandy Forsiski.
Sandy Forsiski does a great job.
She does. And they have the experience, what I'm saying, Jay.
Right.
That's where you have to look for people that have experience and knowledge of how to do this. But, coming back to what we were going to talk about and are talking about is it's very difficult for the townships because most of them do not have the sewer system set up. And then you and I know for a business to come in or certainly a factory or something like that, they need sewer. And that's the one thing that I will say. I know Doug Albrecht talked about it several years ago when I was there, and you guys are actually implementing it. And to Bob Campbell's credit and all of you, I mean, what a great ribbon cutting. I saw a picture of that. It was fabulous. Tell everybody about what happened in Fortescue.
Well, in Fortescue, what happened was, look, the county really can't take the credit for it. I mean,
Well, you did-
downtown.
you did get
What we did was we did the
finance.
bonding.
Right, that's it, yes,
we did the
right,
bonding.
yep.
What happened was, and yes, technically it wouldn't have worked without the bonding.
Yeah.
But downtownship worked very, very hard getting the money to do this project for Fortescue and Gandy's Beach, which is sewer. They've had a lot of problems down there with septic systems. The septic systems were getting into the bay.
Yeah.
It was polluting the bay. The DEP was down. You have the oyster industry coming out of Port Norris. All right, there's the situation there. They could not farm oysters to within so many a quarter mile or a mile away from the bay shore because of the pollution. That affected their employment. They were having problems, and then it's a multi-million dollar business down there just for one company. And that all being said, bringing in sewer in Fortescue and Gandy's Beach, they'll be able to develop. They'll be able to clean it up. That means the businesses that are there, they're going to be able to stay there.
Yes.
They're going to be able to expand.
Yep.
They're going to be able to bring new businesses in. Why? We have sewer. People can say whatever they want. If you don't have sewer, you can put wells in. It's easier to put wells in.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not saying it's, you just toss a pipe in the ground, but it's a lot easier putting wells in than it is to put sewer lines in.
Yes.
So, having this, now you actually help the environment. And downtownship, the mayor, the administrators down there, the committee people down there, they did a fabulous job. All right, out of the $34 million, they got $34 million.
Oh, that's super.
So you're looking at between grants, forgivable loans, and loans.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing that they didn't have in this whole scenario was bonding. They didn't have the strength in the bonding capacity. And that's where the county came in, all right? Because the way it works is you have to bond the money, pay the contractors. Then after everything is done, then you get the grant money, and that's what will repay the bond, all right?
Right.
So and that was the other thing. People think, oh, the county's out on a limb for $34 million. No, we're not. We're really not. You get the job done, we get the money back.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yep.
So it's an incentive to get the job
Sure.
done, right?
Yep.
Now, that being said, it's going to change the face of that area, okay? And it's going to save the environment. It's going to help the environment. And it's going to help create businesses down there.
It's going to help the ratables too, Jim.
That was the other thing.
They're doubling values.
Well, even the land now is starting to go up,
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
But you're exactly right. Ratables will go up. And what does that do? It helps the rest of the county.
Yep.
If you have an area that's only producing this much ratables, and then you improve it, and now it's producing this much, it helps the whole county, not
Sure
just
does.
that
Yeah,
area.
exactly.
Correct?
Yes.
They're going to pay
Yeah.
taxes.
Yeah.
Now, take that scenario, and now we're working on the beginnings. So it's not something that's going to happen 6 months from now or a year from now. This is the beginning. We are now working on another section. And our attitude on the Board of Commission, Cumberland County Commissioners, is that the more infrastructure we produce in our area, in Cumberland County,
Right.
the better it is for economic development,
Yes.
and the better it is for the quality of life
Yeah.
for the people in Cumberland County. So we have another section that we're looking at. Okay?
That's good.
And we're working with the CCUA,
Mm-hmm.
Cumberland County Utilities Authority in Bridgeton. They are such a pleasure to work with. I'm going to tell you that right now.
That's Bill Whalen, isn't he?
Yes, Bill Whalen is the director over there.
Yep.
Carson is the director of operations over there. And they are just a pleasure to work with.
That's great.
I went to them at their last meeting. I had questions to be able to help out, and Carson just came right, well, we got to do this, we got to put this plan together. I said, look, you know it has to be done, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He goes, well, yeah, I'm asking you to do that. All right, put that together. We bring it to the board. Our board, I know, will put forth resolutions to do what it has to do to start this ball rolling. After this ball is rolling, Then you go back to, I call her the heroine of Cumberland County, Jane Celta.
Yeah, she's been a blessing.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Unbelievable.
What she has done, because I was talking to her. I said, what do we have to do? And she told me about designations of certain areas. I said, okay, we get that done. Can we start then? She said, that's when we can start.
Oh, that's good.
Once we get these designations in a different areas done. So we're working on designations right now. Once we do that, okay, we're going to go back to Jane Celta, okay, and rural development, because that's where this all comes from. And we're going to have federal government involved. We're going to have the state involved, EDA money. So these are the things that we're working on. Again, I wish I could say that it's going to happen overnight. It's not.
Right.
Okay, this is long term.
Yeah.
I guess this is the reason why I'm going to be selfish, and I'm going to be selfish for the people of Cumberland County. This is the reason why we need to get and keep our current commission together. So the people that are running, like Director Cilio and Deputy Director Tony Romero, we need them back on the board because they're instrumental. They already have the knowledge of what we're working on, and we don't want to lose that. So we're doing a great job together, and you'll hear people say, well, don't you guys argue. Yeah, we do. People who live together 50 years argue. You know what I'm talking
you
about?
Sue, you don't argue.
But what I'm getting at is, yeah, are you going to argue? Yeah. Are you going to have differences of agreement? Yeah, absolutely. That's how ideas get passed, and that's how ideas get perfected. You're going to have disagreements. You work through the disagreements, and then what we do is we put together one idea and bring it out, and that's what we work with. So, is there disagreements periodically on the board? Yes. I'm not going to lie to you. No, that's not what I do. Mm-hmm. But we work through that. You have 7 different minds on it, on the board, coming from different sections of Cumberland County.
Sure.
Okay?
Yep.
So we're all looking at things a little different, and then we formulate an idea, and that's how we move with it. So I'm very happy with this board, and as I said, I've been on 8 different boards. What I can say about this board is that their heart is in it. They don't have anything alongside, I want to get powerful, I want to be a political boss, no, none of that's there. I will safely say that the heart of every one of the people on the Board of Commissioners is one thing and one thing only, and that is to make Cumberland County first. Everything they do is to put Cumberland County first. And I love it. I love working with them. I really do.
That's great. That makes it nice. It really does. Yeah.
It makes it so easy.
Yeah. We're talking with Cumberland County Commissioner Jim Sauro. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
The most important decisions a family can make are usually made around the kitchen table. At DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we believe pre-planning and the difficult decisions you face with the loss of a loved one should also be made around the comfort of a table, like a family. Our friendly, kind, and compassionate staff is committed to helping you get through this most difficult time. In your time of need, trust DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, Vineland.
C&H Disposal Service has provided customers with the best customer service possible since 1981. C&H Disposal Service provides trash removal, dumpster rentals, septic cleaning, repair and installation, septic system certifications, portable restroom rentals, and demolition. With great customer service and competitive pricing, C&H Disposal Service has you covered at the home and on the job. C&H Disposal Service. Stick with the best.
How'd it happen?
She showed up dead on arrival.
This never gets easier.
It does when you call Car Shield before your car breaks down. Look at these prices. The camshaft, transmission, engine.
Don't people know? A plan through Car Shield could protect up to 5,000 parts and systems.
You hate to see it.
An out-of-warranty car is going to break down eventually.
Right, which is why they need a plan through Car Shield. Those expensive repair bills get paid and at the mechanic of their choice. They're notifying the family.
Poor guy. He doesn't even know what's coming.
Another victim of senselessly expensive repair bills. Can't save them all.
But we can keep trying. Didn't have to end this way. If he'd have just called Car Shield before his car broke down.
Exactly.
Protect yourself from the unprecedented rise in cost for parts and repairs. Call now to save money with your price lock guarantee. Call Car Shield now.
Call 1-800-890-2387.
In Cumberland County, let's recycle right. We recycle cardboard, paper, aluminum, tin, and plastics number 1 and 2. Look for the 3-arrow triangle usually on the bottom of the plastic container. The number in the center determines the plastic number. Remember to recycle only number 1 and 2 plastics. Plastic bags, plastic film, hoses, and wires are not recyclable. They can damage sorting equipment and create hazardous working conditions. Don't trash our future. Do the right thing. Remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. County Commissioner Jim Sauro is my guest, and we've been talking about sewer and expansion of the sewer, which the CCUA should be able to do with the help of the programs that Jim was talking about that helped Fortescue, Gandy's Beach. And Jim and I, during the break, were talking about the value of the properties now in Fortescue and Gandy's Beach. The thing that we've got to realize, folks, in Cumberland County, we're very, very fortunate. We are the other Jersey Shore. We've got the beautiful bay. I mean, I was saying to Jimmy the other night, I was down for dinner at Sybil's, and I'm sitting there having dinner looking out at the bay, the beautiful sunset, and all that because we are the other Jersey Shore. If you look at this Atlantic Coast Jersey Shore, the property values there, and see how you don't buy anything for under $1 million. And you're going to see the values of the properties in Fortescue double and triple. And again, as Jim talked about, that's going to give you ratables. That's going to help the whole county because the rateable base will really rise in Fortescue from what it is at this point in time.
You're absolutely, it's ratables, okay? It'll beautify the area. It's gonna clean the environment. It's gonna make the environment a lot better. No more sewer going into the bay.
Yeah, good point.
Which is so important. I always said all the years that I was on the board that you can work to save the environment and have economic development. People think that you can't do both. You can.
Yeah.
You have to plan it.
Balance.
Okay.
Yep.
You have to balance it.
Yep.
Okay. You give and take a little bit on either side of it, but you can protect the environment and you can have economic development. This is a prime example of we are protecting the environment by putting sewer in and closing down the septic systems. All right. And when we do that, we're doing an environmental a project that is beneficial to the area, and we're going to create ratables and economic development. The businesses down there are hurting.
Sure.
Okay?
Yep.
And once this is done, that goes away. So you protect the environment and you create economic development. And I think it's a win-win situation down there. And as I said, Fortescue and Gandy's Beach. But it's not going to stop there. I promise you, it's not going to stop there. We're going to move forward. We're working on another section, and I think it's very important. We get this other section, it's going to have a major impact for the area. We're also working on the airport.
That's great.
Okay? We have a gem right now with the airport, the Millville Airport. It's not being utilized as well as it should be.
That's right.
Okay,
it's a sleeping giant.
I mean, this is my opinion.
Yep.
And I truly believe that once we start really bringing in economic development, that airport's going to pick up. We have to. We're working on Nab Avenue. It seems to be slow right now, but again, we run into difficulties that it's hard to explain because of litigation, land development, land acquisitions, all this other stuff, design. All right, we have to work on that. So it doesn't happen overnight, but we're working on it. So that's one thing. And I've said this to you many, many times. I truly want a bridge.
Yeah. Oh, God bless you.
I want a bridge,
John
man.
McDonald. That's what he wanted.
I want a bridge over the Marsh River, going from Orange Street And you do that, you're going to be coming off of Route 55. You're going to take 49 and go into Wade Boulevard. Wade Boulevard will bring you directly through the Millville Industrial Center. Okay? Go across, and as soon as you cross over, where are you going to land? You're going to land right into the airport and the Motorsport Speedway.
Right.
Tell me that this will not have tremendous economic development on it. Now, a person will say that, oh, you're going to hurt the environment. No. I'll fall back on a trip that I took, and I believe I told you this. When I was a freeholder, all right, we took a trip from, at the time it was Silverton Yacht.
Right.
Okay. And we took the boat down the Marsh River, and we came to the Marshtown Bridge.
Right.
And we had an individual there that was an expert in the bird of prey. All right? And I said to him, doesn't that bridge affect the bird of prey? Isn't that something that's going to hurt them? He went, no. I said, what do you mean no? No. He says, in fact, they actually might build nests under it.
Oh.
He says, he turned around, and when you're at the bridge and you look back, it's wide open, correct?
Right. Yes.
Okay. He says, that is what you can't take away from the bird of prey, the eagles and the falcons and all that. Okay? That's what you can't. You can't take away the open space. A bridge is not going to do anything.
Yeah,
he says they have birds of prey in Atlantic City. Why? Because the marsh is out there.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's why they're there,
They're out there. Yeah. Where do they have the nest? In the buildings.
Yeah.
So obviously the buildings aren't hurting them as long as what? You don't close off the open areas.
Right.
So having a bridge crossing over the Marsh River will do nothing to hurt the environment. All it's going to do is create economic development. It's going to open up the airport. It's going to open up the Motorsport Speedway. It's going to help the city of Millville. You will not have to go through the city of Millville with commercial vehicles through Center City to get to the airport.
Yep.
I mean, let's face it, that's a tough thing. Now, one of the things I want to do, and I had brought this idea up a number of years ago, but I want to bring it again up to the to Public Works Department in Millville. See if the county can take over Broad Street, the extension of Mace Landing Road.
Yes,
all right. If we take it all, okay, what I would like to see is that Millville take the smaller streets that the county have, the dead-end streets.
Right.
Okay. But if we take over Broad Street, all right, time the lights.
Yes.
Okay? When you time the lights, you will actually have like a mini bypass of Center City.
Yeah, that's true.
Think about it.
Yes, you do.
Okay?
Yep.
You'll be able to come down 49, hit Sharp Street, make a left on the Sharp where the Wawa is, go to the next street, make a right, okay, just past the ball fields and the stream, the river.
Yep.
All right? And then make a left onto Broad Street.
Right.
And then take it all the way out. It brings you where? To Wade Boulevard.
Yes.
You make a right, get back on the 49.
Yeah, good point.
And you're going, okay?
Yeah.
So my idea is to approach the city of Millville, let the county take over Broad Street. The city takes over. We have smaller streets that I don't know why the county has them, but let them have that. Doing that, we'll take care of Broad Street.
Yeah.
And we time the lights.
And yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah.
That'll be a great bypass as of right now for the city of Millville. And this will take some of the weight off Center City.
Right.
Because let's face it, it's really difficult to get down Route 49.
It sure is.
At this point in time.
Yes, definitely.
So that's my idea. We got to get a meeting with the Millville and see if that works out. But we're working on different things. We're working on things.
Yeah, it's great. It's a lot of good things that are going on. That's for darn sure. And, one of the things, Jim, as we look at, to all of your credit, the 7 of you that are there, no tax increase. That you guys have done for many years. You've settled the contracts,
right?
And the excitement of seeing that ribbon cutting for the for Fortescue.
Yes.
I mean, there were lots and lots of people there, and it was great. Congratulations to everybody that was involved. And I know people thought Bob Campbell was crazy when he first came up with the idea, but I love Bob, and Bob, along
he
with
worked.
Mike,
no matter how you look at it, he worked on it.
Mike
He
Rothman,
got it done.
Yes, he did.
And Mike was smart enough to pick up the ball and keep
Yes,
running
he
with
did.
it, along with the committee.
Yes.
Okay, their committee down there.
Yes.
I can't believe. I had a lot of conversations with the Mayor Rothman, as things were going on, and I just can't believe the dedication.
Oh, absolutely.
That administration under him, how hard they worked, and they got it done.
Yeah.
They got it done, because I'll tell you right now, we were. It was tough, because I think we were like $5 or $7 million short, and they didn't give up.
Well,
they kept after it, and they got the rest of the money.
That's super.
Okay, which only made it easier for the county.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, took the pressure off of us. All right.
Yeah.
Because at the time when we did the bonding, they were like $5 million short or whatever of the 34.
Right.
But they worked at it. Again, Jane was very instrumental. She's the superhero.
Yeah.
I call her the superhero.
That's super. She's a great lady.
Yes, she is. She is. She did a great job. So that's a great. I mean, with the great effort that they did, that's going to benefit.
A friend of mine owns a nice big lot down there, not far down from Hotel Charlesworth.
Mm-hmm.
I think some good things could happen there. He's got lots of money and vision and all that. So what I'm saying is you probably have another very nice rateable that will be utilized for, maybe people staying or, visiting and that type of things. So that, and there's probably other people too, but I know my one friend, he's had great success with whatever he touches, and he does a lot of these Liberty Village type things and all that. Just a great guy. So I know he owned, in fact, what he had it set up for, Jimmy, at one time was for like bringing in your motorhome.
Okay.
Like a motorhome park. But once that system went, you may know where that is.
Yes, in fact, they are developing that.
Oh, that's great.
They're developing that particular lot.
Okay. Yep.
They're all gone. The
right.
Motorhomes are gone. And I don't know if he's working on it, but somebody's working on it. They filled it in. They put a lot of fill in there.
That's good.
They're building it up. Something's going there. I don't know what it is, but something's going there. Yeah. I would love to see the marinas pick back up again. Okay.
Yeah.
At one time, it was like bumper to bumper to get into the marinas. I want to see that happen again. We're going to need the Army Corps of Engineers to get back out there and dredge again. I was talking to an individual that does a lot of boating. He said low tide, it was only 1.5 feet, 2 foot.
Wow.
Because of the sand. So we need to get them back out there. Is it something that we can work on? Right now, we have the culvert in Bridgeton.
Right.
We've been working on, and it just seems like we can't get the darn thing done.
That's South Avenue, right?
South Avenue, and it's so frustrating that when we started, that we had material problems. Then after we did that, we got through that, we had problems with historic. Then after we got done historic, now we need Army Corps of Engineer design. And it's like, come on, people.
Wow.
Just let us fix it.
Yeah. Ooh,
I mean,
a lot of red tape.
I mean, it's got to be over a year, 2 years.
God, yeah, absolutely.
It's got to be 2 years.
Yeah.
All right. How do you take that long to do something? I mean, it baffles me. But government does not
move fast. That's for sure.
Doesn't move fast, and me, I'm AA personality, and I can't. Yeah. I have a rough time.
Yeah, me too. I'm not quite as AA. I'm maybe A, but yeah, I agree with you. It's like, come on, guys. This has got to get done, and a lot of great things have gotten done, Jim, in the past year, and you're all to be commended for what you've been able to do for our county. And we'll be back to wrap up our program today with County Commissioner Jim Sauro right after these messages.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Many people treat their health like a game. With the Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Our mental health services focus on the emotions and behaviors that affect your overall well-being and features psychiatric, counseling, and addiction services, including our exclusive Fresh Start program, designed to help combat the opioid epidemic in our communities, plus all the other specialties you expect from Complete Care. Level up your health with us. The Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great healthcare for everyone.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Hey, check this out. Hernia repair. That ain't nothing, man. Kidney surgery. That's nothing. Gallbladder removal.
That's nothing. Spinal repair. I don't see nothing.
Exactly.
Minimally invasive robotic surgery at Inspira Health. Scar so small, it's almost like nothing ever happened.
You look.
Welcome back to Around South Jersey. My special guest this evening is County Commissioner Jim Sauro, and Jim and I go way back to days on the County Freeholder Board, when it was called the Freeholder Board, for a brief period of time. And I've always been impressed with Jim's work ethic. And I know, being employed, self-employed, you've worked your life very, very hard, but his knowledge of what we were doing on the Public Works Department and his work ethic were second to none. And I'm glad you're back, Jim, because I know you care, and I know you work hard at doing all the things.
I'll tell you what, we got, the county got very lucky. I'm back on Public Works.
Oh, thank you. I was going to ask you about that.
I'm back on Public Works.
That's
I
good.
really, truly enjoy being in Public Works. I enjoy working with the people, and we have a great crew. We got a new director of Public Works. His name is Kevin Smignotto. And
nice guy.
This guy is second to none. I mean, he's making improvements at Public Works. He's doing a great job. He, from the time he stepped foot into that office, he has been hit with one emergency after another, and he has come through every time. We had a situation down in Down Township. Down Township. Maple Avenue, a road washed out.
Oh my God.
Okay, we had 2 pipes there, and that washed out. He was there like, I don't know, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. We had our crew out there. We carted off everything. We had South State come in, and we had steel plates put up. All right. You can't cross over because it's too wide. Right now, we're having the engineering done for the block of concrete that has to go in there, the hollowed out block, so the water can go through.
Gotcha.
That's being designed right now, and as soon as that's done, we'll set it and finish off the road. But that's one of the things that he got hit with immediately. He's still scratching his head about South Avenue.
I'm sure.
Get that all squared away.
Yeah.
He is involved with the jail, and the Public Works does a lot of maintenance over at the jail.
I see.
Okay,
Yeah.
because of the buildings and grounds.
Yes,
He's in charge of Public Works, but also buildings and grounds. So he has that he has to work with. So he's doing a fabulous job. He has a great crew that's with him. They're all working well together. It's so much easier to be the liaison to an organization or a group of individuals that work.
It's
Okay.
funny you mentioned that. One of my cousin, Brian Curley,
Yes, he's
a real good worker, and he's thrilled. I know he's thrilled. I
Good.
told him. I said,
Yes.
just hang in there. Things will get better.
Yeah.
And he's very, very happy about
Good.
that.
Good.
And speaking of Brian Curley, Brian and I are cousins to Harry Curley, the former mayor of the city of Vineland. And Harry, Jim sees him on Wednesday nights all
Yeah.
the time. And Harry is turning 90 on the 16th of November. So anyway, I talked to Harry last night. So happy early 90th birthday, my friend. And my goodness, it's just amazing. And the Curley family, his dad and my grandmother were brother and sister. There were not 12 of them.
That I didn't know.
9 brothers and 3 sisters.
Okay.
So I got cousins all over. Rob Curley, the president of TD Bank. I mean, everywhere I turn, got some. What Probasco, Billy Probasco. I mean, it's just we'd have the class or family reunions draw close to 100 people. But we did figure 12.
Well, there's one thing about the Irish; they procreate.
Yeah, they
there's
sure
no
did.
doubt about it.
That's true.
My wife lived in Broomall, Pennsylvania, and a lot of the Irish families up there, they had like 8, 9 kids.
Well, I don't know. I know a good Italian guy, Matt Mazzoni, is the new superintendent of schools in
Yes.
Millville, and he's got 4 already, and they're like 7, 5, 3, and 8 months old. So he's doing a pretty good job. Now maybe his wife's Irish, I'm not sure, but what a great guy. And there's another good person that's.
Well, the Italian Irish, they wanted to make sure that they didn't lose any population.
That's for sure. Well, Jim, thank you so much
it was
for
my
coming
pleasure.
in, buddy. Always enjoy seeing you, and
kidding.
keep up the good work. I'm proud of you, and we'll have you
All
back
right.
soon.
Anytime you want me on, I'll be happy to get back on.
I appreciate that.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Take care.
Jim Sauro, one of my favorite people, who is also a Cumberland County Commissioner, and we thank you for joining us here this evening. I want to thank George Cuccia for producing the show, and we'll see you soon. Have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.